really listen to someone who you don't respect? This is a question that honestly, I'm getting more and more. And if you're asking that question, you're probably not gonna like my answer because this is it. You can't. You can't have a meaningful, crucial conversation with someone that you don't respect. But the issue, it's probably not theirs, it's yours. Because you've chosen to villainize someone, to dehumanize them to the point that you don't even respect their basic humanity. If you've gotten to that point, I would encourage you to step back and say, why would a reasonable, rational, decent person do this? How can I respect something about them? Where can I respect even their basic humanity? Now, let's say that you can get some respect for the person even if you don't respect their views. How can you start to listen and have that conversation? Well, you've got to get curious. You've got to care enough to say, I'd like to understand where you're coming from. Sometimes, literally, I have to pretend that I'm like a journalist or a documentary filmmaker, and my job is to try and tell their story, to try and understand what lived experiences did they have that brought them to this place of belief that is so vastly different than mine. I want to be curious about what their experience is and how they came to those beliefs. Now, the other idea I have for you is that sometimes when I'm listening to someone who has beliefs that are quite different than mine, and that I'm struggling to really kind of buy in and listen, one of the things that's holding me back is that I don't think they're gonna listen to me, and that doesn't feel very fair. So here's what I do. I contract up front. I say, I would really like to listen to your point of view. I think it's very different than mine. I'm curious, if I listen to you, would you be willing to openly and honestly listen to me? Most of the times, they're gonna say yes, and then you're off, right? Ready to go. Now here's what happens though. You listen to them, and then when it comes time for them to listen to you, they don't. If that happens, remind them of their agreement. If that doesn't stop them, well then you can draw a boundary and walk away from the conversation, knowing that you held your boundary, that you listened to them, and that you demonstrated respect for them as a person. Thanks for watching. Visit VitalSmarts.com/say that for more tips and resources for speaking up when it matters most.